Callum, we exit the FA Cup here in Scarborough, a disappointing afternoon.
Yeah, fundamentally very disappointed to go out the FA Cup. It's a competition that's very important to the football club. It has really unique rewards, and I think my initial disappointment, yes, performance, result, but for our supporters and for the club in general, because you do feel like you've let them down when you exit a cup competition, particularly when you're so close to some rewards and making the competition proper. But it's happened before. We will go out of the FA Cup in future seasons. I think what's really important now is the way in which we respond on a real focus of some really intense league fixtures. We've had a good run. We've let ourselves down today in terms of result, and I think a group that's shown a lot of character and a lot of good signs need to show the right attributes to bounce back over what's going to be a really busy spell.
And defensively today, obviously we were missing out on Connell. We didn't have Nathan here. How much of an effect did that have on this game?
Look, analysing the game is important. I'm big on self-reflection first, and when there is the need to criticise and tweak, I'll always start with my stuff, and that is how you set a team up. My thing in the summer was to improve as a manager, trying to take the emotion out of things, make sure you can be a little bit more analytical and a bit more, make sure you articulate yourself properly, but that you're here and you're ready to look at the reasons why. You look at what we're missing today across a back line. You look at what we've put out on the pitch and players that have given everything. No question of effort. Stuff's not worked for us. But to miss Connell in a game against the centre forward like Richie Bennett, who is one of the best of his kind outside the EFL, has done really well wherever he's gone at being that sort of target man. When you, perhaps like we did in the home game, you're able to put Connell up against him, Ben Pollock dealt with him really well. It's difficult. You lose Nathan Woodthorpe, and we seem to have forgot that we're still going without Matty Williams. We've finished the game with no central defenders. Finished the game, I see Burke at fullback, so I gave him the number 3 and tried to make things a bit more natural for him in the second half, stuck him out there. Jack Bainbridge, Kev Roberts playing centre half. You are going to struggle, but we can't make the mistakes that we've made. We can't be that easy to play against that it's a goal kick and the ball's in our net however many seconds later, that it's a goal kick and then it's a penalty and the ball's in our net. It's from our throwing that we concede the third goal, regardless of whether we were light on the back line today. And it's important, we thought that it was going to be tough, and it was a tough draw, and it's a tough draw. And then when you really feel how tough a draw it is when you're 3-0 down with minutes to go before the free kick goes in the net. But I've never come out here and made excuses in however many games. We've had a brilliant run, We've had a brilliant run, and we're in a good position in the league, and we're trying to hit those targets. There will be an emotional reaction to going out the FA Cup because of the way our club is. The players have give everything today, and in that run, we now need to go on another run. There'll be disappointment. When people need to vent and need to let off steam and criticise, just make sure it's at the manager. And if there needs to be a pile-on, make sure it's at the manager. That's very, very important to me, because we've got a good group of players. But we've certainly let ourselves down today with key actions in key moments.
And how important will bouncing back be in a massive game against Scunthorpe next week at the Dealer?
Yeah, definitely. And there's a lot of games in the season. We play 46 league games. We've played 4 FA Cup games now. We're on for a 50-game season. We have the FA Trophy as well. That's a lot of games of football for what is probably the smallest squad in the division. I mean, we obviously brought Dylan in during the week, who I thought was excellent, by the way. It was a lot of positive signs. But we've had a 17-man squad today, including 2 goalkeepers, one of the youth team players, with, like I say, when you lose Connell and you lose Nat, we're going to be thin on the ground. I made those decisions in the summer. That's on me. There will be games like this again, during the course of this season where we are on the barest of bones, and that's where it needs to be a really good learning experience for everyone involved, that when you're up against it anyway, from the off and from availability and where you're at around players, that's going to be tough. But like I say, it'll happen again, and we need to be better in the key moments, which for me came from basic moments of the game, of being able to return opposition goal kicks, from being able to do the right things from your own throw-ins. So that's where it's frustrating. But I just want to keep having that message of, you come and talk to me after every game, and when we've had really good results, don't get carried away, and you don't get too wrapped up in, oh wow, we're the best team in the world again because we've won a couple. And in the same way, when we got beat by Spennymoor and we got beat by Brackley, and it felt like the world was ending and the manager's head was being called for pretty much relentlessly, no, you're really calm and you focus on your work and you really concentrate. And now we've gone out the FA Cup, we'll do the same thing, and we'll do absolutely everything we can to make sure we use the phrase bounce back, that we improve what we need to improve on, and that we get a positive result next week against Scunthorpe, because we play Scunthorpe, we play Buxton, we play Curzon. The games are going to come thick and fast, and we're really clear on what the aim and the expectations are. But where there needs to be criticism today, just make sure it's aimed at the manager I can deal with it. We'll get ready for Scunthorpe.
Thanks for your time, Carl.
Thank you.